with Newbern Parks and Recreation as well, and I'm the Special Projects Coordinator for the department.
All right, and we have some representatives from FEMA on the line as well, and we have a couple of participants. If you could introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Laquan Joyner. I'm the unit director with the New Bern Boys and Girls Club.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Katrina Perry with the Boys and Girls Club of New Bern, and this is my daughter, Katrina.
Thank you. All right. Well, we will go ahead and jump right in. And if you could mute yourselves while you're not speaking, but feel free to jump in, ask any questions during the presentation. There's some options for there's a couple interactive things we'll be doing as well. So I'll go ahead and get started here. We are doing this, like I mentioned, because we want your input. We want to understand what the community needs are for this facility. We've reached out. We have a survey that is live right now. If you haven't taken the survey, please do, and please share with all of your youth and your organization as well. That survey can be found at the link on the screen. There are also paper copies at the West New Bern Rec Center and in a few other places, and at the Parks and Rec Department and a few other places throughout the city, if anyone would prefer to fill out a paper copy and turn that in. This is our fourth focus group meeting, focusing primarily on what the youth needs are for the community. And if there are any other questions or comments, again, just email us your thoughts at stanleywhite@newbernnc.gov. Any updates, including this presentation, and then other discussions, other upcoming events, will all be on the city's webpage. That's where that QR code goes, and that is on the Parks and Rec website that comes off of the newbernnc.gov page. So there's a page directly for the Stanley White Rec Center. We're currently in phase 1 of this project, doing the community engagement right at the end, towards the end of that community engagement piece with that fourth focus group. In October, hopefully in 2 weeks, about just a week and a half to 2 weeks, we'll have a drop-in session. We're getting the date nailed down right now, and that date will go out and it'll be posted on the city's webpage and Facebook page as well for another drop-in session. That will then move into programming, understanding the spaces, the quantity of spaces, the size of spaces that go into this facility. Then conceptual design, where we look at how those spaces are arranged, the mass of it, what it looks like. And we'll have another public engagement session at that time as well. And then we'll move into an opinion of probable costs, looking at the budget and a presentation to the Board of Aldermen. So we understand that the Stanley White Rec Center was a really important fixture in the community. It was substantially damaged in Hurricane Florence in 2018. So we're really excited to help the city to relaunch those planning efforts, launch the planning efforts, and work with them and with the community for that. There's some additional information, constraints and opportunities. Some of this information is also on the website. The city has $8 million in fully allocated committed funds. The breakdown of that's on the screen if you're interested of where that funding comes from. The way that we'll be interacting today is primarily with this application called Poll Everywhere. So you can access it with just a regular phone, or you can do a smartphone on a web application or on a computer. And what you will do, and the instructions will be on the subsequent screens as well, but you'll go to pollev.com, enter Rachel N563, and you only need to do that to enter once, or you can just send a text message to 22333, and I'll have those instructions on the next screen here. So just to kind of get everybody in, our first question is, have you responded to the survey? So again, you can respond at pollev.com to /Rachel N563, or you can text Rachel N563 to the phone number 22333. And you'll just need to text that once, and then you can text A or B. So I'll give you a minute to hop in here. And again, once you get into that the first time, you'll just need to text A or B, or to enter A or B as those come up. All right. Well, if you all need, we will send a copy of the link to that survey so y'all can take that survey. And again, please spread the word with your friends, your neighbors, your community, your youth, to get that survey out there. The more responses we have, the better, really, to get a good range of, diverse range of ages. We want to understand what the total needs are. Our next question is, how old are you? We're trying to get a gauge for the different age groups we're representing. And Katrina, I am not sure if it's going to let you respond twice or not. So.
Yeah, we'll probably have to do our initials.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I won't be able to do it right now because I wasn't able to get it with any of my other electronics. I'm doing it from my phone right now.
Okay.
Doing the Zoom, so I probably would have to do it when I can get to some kind of electronics that's working right.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
And our next question, did you use the Stanley White Recreation Center when it was still operational? And that's either you personally or you as a group. I see some nods there, yes. Did you use it you personally, or did you Boys and Girls Club? What activities did you participate in at the Stanley White Recreational Center? Did you do free play in the court spaces, basketball courts, volleyball courts area, different types of programs that were offered through the Parks and Rec Department, any summer camps or other? And if other, if you could unmute yourself, I'd love to hear kind of what other programs or what other activities you participated in.
Yeah, we did. Give me a. We let's see. When they would have like the neighborhood police department and stuff like that out there in the fields. I forgot what it was called. I think it was. I forgot the name of it. I'm sorry. When they had the police officers and the fire trucks and everyone out there celebrating and everyone just coming together. We did those. We did a lot with the gardening that's out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's over there. And then a couple of times, let's see, you guys did the blood drives. We did those. There was the giveaway of the medicine at the one time. There was, free medicine that they were giving away. Christmas time, we did around Christmas time. Passing out the gifts and sending kids there or parents, for the gifts that they did. And there was others. I just can't think off my top of my head.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, that's great. It sounds like it was really a true community center for you, a place to get together with your neighbors and with other members of the community.
Yes, it was. Yes.
Yeah. What we want to talk about today is focus on what goes inside. And this ties in a lot to what you were just talking about making it that true community center. So how does what we have inside of it, the spaces that we have, the flexibility of those spaces to host different types of programs, how does that impact and allow for all of these events that you're talking about to happen there and happen in the best way possible? You're probably aware of kind of what that existing facility looked like. It had that gym space, exercise space, activity rooms, that small kitchen area, and support spaces. As we look forward, and this facility was built a number of decades ago, so as we look forward into the next few decades, what does that look like, and how does that best serve the community to come and the youth that are there, that are coming up in the community now? What we see is trending in a lot of modern recreation centers are a little bit larger gyms, so maybe 2 court spaces. That way, one can be used for summer camps while one is used for other types of programs in open gym space. Maybe a walking track above to bring some of the older community in. The seniors, especially, is really popular with the seniors. Maybe a secure children's play area where you have younger kids have a more dedicated space to play in, different types of activity rooms, and we'll talk more about some other options and what those different activity rooms and other multi-purpose spaces are. So there are a lot of different types of spaces that can go into this type of true community recreation center. We've got the education type spaces, community and gathering spaces, and fitness and athletic spaces. Those fitness and athletic spaces might mean fitness studio space for dance classes, drama classes, wellness space, maybe partnerships with local health systems. So you mentioned those types of blood drives and medicine giveaways. Maybe there's this is an outreach clinic as well. Climbing wall, cardio and weight room, the walking track I mentioned before, and then that court space, that gymnasium space, the multi-purpose use. Education spaces, those might be art and drama classrooms. Community kitchen may be a place for a teaching kitchen to talk about nutrition, to talk about cooking different types of foods. Maybe that's a space for teens to really learn how to start to cook for themselves. Kids play area. Again, we talked about that kind of secure space for some of those younger kids in particular. And Media Lab esports. So esports is a great way. I'm sure you see the challenge sometimes of connecting with teens. So a space for maybe some dedicated teen use, or for educational tools, or a drop-in space for computers. And those in the community spaces might mean game rooms, whether that's tables and chairs for card games or board games, or ping pong, foosball, pool, gallery space for local art and history, multi-purpose meeting rooms. Really, these could be spaces that different groups could come in and use, maker spaces, community events could be hosted here, and potentially even a stage, something like you might see at an elementary school, that kind of combination auditorium, gymnasium, cafeteria type space to really open up for some small community performances and things like that. So what types of spaces are you most interested in, excited for in a new rec center? Those activity, classroom type spaces, the gathering meeting spaces, fitness court spaces? No, it's probably all of them, but if you had to pick, which one would that be? And the nice thing about these types of spaces is they're really so flexible and multi-use that we can host. If we provide the right type of space with the right type of infrastructure, can really host a variety of different events. And I'll give you a minute.
Okay.
And we just had someone join?
Yes, ma'am.
What's your name?
I'm Kaylin Donnell.
Hi, Kaylin. Thank you for joining us.
No problem.
We're a little ways into the presentation, but just for your information too, this will be posted on the website, so you can take a look at it as well. And I think you're calling in on the phone, so as I go through some of the questions that we've got, feel free to just speak up and let us know what your answers to some of those are.
Yes, ma'am.
So one of the things that we're talking about right now is what types of spaces are you most excited for in a new rec center? We've got activity spaces, classroom spaces that allow for maybe arts, drama, cooking, things like that. Gathering and meeting spaces that are those spaces to maybe for some local art and history, different spaces for lounging, games, and then fitness and court spaces. So maybe fitness rooms or basketball courts or different things like that.
Are you asking me or just going around what y'all been talking about?
Asking you, we've got up on the screen, we've got one person has voted for activity in classroom spaces, or two people have, and just curious what your response is, what your preference is.
I like the art stations. I thought that was really cool to have.
Okay, great. Are there any particular spaces? So the question we have on the screen right now is there one space that has not been mentioned or discussed that you would like to see at the new rec center? Is there a particular space that you used to use at the existing rec center, or that wasn't there that you really wish you had a space to use there?
I wish there was more of a quiet study space, because at the last one it was just very open, so you can hear everything. I just wish there was more of a place where it'd be more quiet to like do work.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Thank you.
Rachel, let's find out what her age is.
Yeah, Kaylin, how old are you?
I'm 13.
13. Thank you very much. And I think we might have had another caller join in. Did we have somebody else join a minute or two ago?
Yes, I just joined in.
What's your name and your age?
Camry Darnell, and I'm 17 years old.
Thank you very much. Did you hear the question about the space that you'd like to see at a new rec center?
May you repeat that again, please?
Yes. Is there a space that you would like to see at the new rec center, the space that maybe you used a lot at the old Stanley White Rec Center, or that you wish existed at the old Stanley White Rec Center that you would have used?
Well, I didn't really go to the Stanley White Center a lot, so I wouldn't really know what I would want to see.
Okay. Is there a space that you wish you had in your community, a space for you to go and do certain activities?
In my community, I would like a space where I'm able to, I would say after school activities, like to do my work with my friends, or just like a hangout spot or something.
Okay. Katrina or Vaquan, do you have any specific spaces you'd like to add?
Well, I'm the art teacher at the Boys and Girls Club, so an art room that has everything in it that I would need for art. That's the space I would need.
Great.
Then the kitchen, update the kitchen, because I know the Stanley White kitchen was kind of run down a little bit. But like a bigger kitchen with more counter space and more workspaces, I guess, from what I can remember.
Yeah, any space, all the spaces that I could think of, you already kind of mentioned already that we would be able to utilize as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and Camry and KK, they both, said it for us, so they answered for us.
Rachel, I have a quick question. If we did a room that was a hangout for after school, what type of amenities or activities would you like to see in a room like that?
Kaylin, Kimley, if you have any response to that.
I don't know. I just wish there's more like physical activities, like something that you can like do with your hands and stuff. So just more team building, like icebreaker ones, would be fun.
Would you want access to computers, kind of maybe a mini computer lab, or tables and chairs, or maybe some little private areas for you to go and do homework in privately?
I like the tables and chairs ideas. Like we had them, but I feel like they're kind of odd because the chairs was like higher than a table, and I wish like more people could sit there so it could like be fun to have more games and stuff. And I like the privacy idea for like homework and stuff.
Okay. Kimley, you have anything in particular that you'd like to see?
Were you asking me?
Yes. Anything in particular you'd like to see in that type of after school space?
I'm kind of leaning towards what Kaylin said when she said she like more hands-on things. When we get together, we do more like projects and like building things together.
Okay. So maybe something kind of like those maker spaces where there's space for you to create with Legos or robotics or different types of activities like that.
Yes.
And I know too, with mentions of games, is it something like a foosball table or pool table, something that would interest y'all, or having just an array of regular board games like Monopoly and stuff available?
We had like a pool table and other games like that. Games like that. They were pretty fun. They're really popular. Everybody wanted to play them, but a lot of people also wanted to play like board games. I feel like just a mix of them would be fun for everybody to do everything.
Okay. One of the things that we're looking at is we're looking at a proposed location for this new facility. For those of you with the screen, in this green area right here, which is on 3rd Avenue, just down the street from Henderson Park. So the existing facility is right over here in Henderson Park. And then one of the proposed locations is that green space there, just to orient you. For those of you who have used that facility and have been at Henderson Park before, if that facility did get moved to that 3rd Avenue location, what would you like to see at that existing location in Henderson Park? Would you like to see a spray ground or a picnic shelter or public art or an outdoor basketball court or community gardens or outdoor fitness or anything else? And for those of you on the phone, feel free to speak up.
Say it. I have something. I feel like we need like all of the above for like the outside.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to see all of those
all
spaces.
the above is good. Sorry.
And there are opportunities to combine some of those spaces. So maybe your picnic shelter is kind of a public art installation, or you have a basketball court and you have a mural that's painted on that basketball court. And so there are opportunities for some different kinds of things like that. Kimberly, Kaylin, anything you'd like to add?
I agree of what you said and what the other person said, because they all sounded like good ideas, because everybody will be able to do something they enjoy.
Okay. Are there any of those ideas that you liked better than any others?
I think they're all cool because everybody's different. Everybody likes to do different things. So I think they all will work good together. And I'd like to try out all of them.
Is there anything that I didn't list previously that you think would be good to put there? We've had like, for example, something like a skate park or an amphitheater, or different things like that. A couple examples. Pool, as in a splash pad, or a full-blown 4-foot plus pool?
I think that would be cool for like the ones who like swimming and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I would say probably like a full-on public pool,
Mm-hmm.
just so the kids be able to utilize it during the summer and things like that. Yeah, and I'm actually new to the area, so I haven't actually seen where a public pool outside or anything like that where the kids can go to.
Okay. And I know that New Bern does currently have an aquatic center. I don't know the address of that. Jennifer,
Okay.
It's over there by Kidville.
Okay.
Yep.
It's over by Kidville.
I'll pull up the exact address here in a second. Hold on.
Yeah, and you may want to let Foster address that, along with the the facilities overall that are currently in New Bern.
Yes, so we do have an aquatic center, and Jennifer's going to give that address in just a second. And it's located over behind the cookout, to give you a reference. But we also have a splash pad that's located at George Street Park, which is it's just under maybe about a half a mile away from where the current Henderson Park and Stanley White Recreation Center are located. But the city of New Bern has over 25 parks in its system, over 1,400 acres of land. So we've got a lot of amenities and activities throughout our park system.
And I have the address for the aquatic center. It's 1155 Laura Lane, and it's Laura Lane, New Bern. And you can also look it up online under New Bern Aquatic Center.
And if I could say something, I'm sorry, but here in New Bern, I noticed that we definitely need like a skating park or a bike park, because there's a lot of people in the neighborhood, especially the neighborhood where I live at, near J.T. Barber Elementary. There's really not enough sidewalks or not enough little streets for the kids to really ride their bikes or to rollerblade or roller skate or skateboard. So definitely we need something like that. Just my opinion.
Thank you. I'm just going to go through a couple of these engagement results really quick. And this is what we have gotten so far from our first drop-in session on August 31st, and then from our online survey as well. So if you see anything on here that doesn't match what you think, then that's even more incentive for you to come and get your friends to come and to take the survey and to come to these drop-in sessions to really let us know what you think and for this facility. So we've had a lot of interest in those indoor court spaces, in the arts and crafts classrooms, in community meeting spaces, and cardio and weight room, the indoor walking track as well. And the performance stage has been really popular with those kinds of game rooms. So sounding very much like what a lot of you have said on the phone today. We've also had some write-in responses, spaces and activities for seniors, trade programs, community pantry, 2 basketball courts, had that pool, no pool, learning center, polling site, emergency shelter, and a boxing space and a boxing program. Similar results online too. So again, just some walking track, wellness space, cooking, nutrition classes, fitness and dance classes. And then people have said that well-lit outdoor areas are really important, as well as safety and security, cost of participation, and activities and programs that are offered. So before we close, I just wanted to open it up for any additional questions or comments or input that you all have for us as we move into, as we finish gathering input or in this initial stage and start to look at the types of spaces and the quantity of spaces, the size of those spaces, and the design. And I'll just go around. Kimberly, is there any other information that we should know about what your perfect rec center is?
Can you repeat that, please?
Yeah. Is there anything we should know about what your perfect rec center looks like? What does your perfect rec center look like?
I would say my perfect rec center would look like everyone coming together and doing something that we all enjoy.
Great answer. So lots of space for gathering in a diverse range of different programs so that everybody can have something to do. Kaylin, what does your perfect rec center look like?
Mine would be where, I don't know, where like everybody can do anything, like not, like anything, but what they want to do, like they can't be like, oh, well, I can't do this because someone's over here, so I gotta do something else. That anybody can play any game, draw, do whatever that they want to do with their friends, and I'd be like, oh, I guess I gotta do something else. And for everybody to be able to like get along with everybody. So like a first grader can probably play with like an 11th grader, like it wouldn't matter. It's just everybody would come into one.
Great, thank you. Vaquan?
Sorry, I had myself on mute, but no, ma'am, I'm all good. Thank you.
Okay. Katrina?
No, I'm pretty good. Camry and KK. Well, we call her KK for short. They both said what I probably would have said. Caitlin, we call her KK. So.
Okay. Foster, Reggie, anything you'd like to add?
I would just like to say I really do appreciate everybody taking the time to tell us your thoughts about the new recreation center. It's been very helpful for me to hear your comments and suggestions, and we look forward to making some of those comments a reality in the very near future. So thank you very much.
I would also say that, just to echo that, and Rachel will kind of, she's already talked about the schedule, but I'm sure she'll go back through it again. We will get together at our next public input session, and it's critical that you young folks just come and just talk to us face to face, because we'll put together kind of a list of thoughts and ideas from these discussions that we're having. And you're what we call the key stakeholders. So we'd love to see you at that next meeting, and just to get a chance to talk to you. So thank you for your participation.
And we anticipate that meeting happening the week of October 19th. We're nailing down the date, but that will be at the Omega Center again, same as that first meeting. So we'll be at the Omega Center, and look for that information to come probably in the next day or two of what those exact details are. And we'll have a drop-in session again, so it'll be open for a few hours where you can drop by at any time convenient and come and talk to us.
Well, thank you. Do you need to?
All right.
Okay.
Well, again, thank you all for your time. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks and hearing more from you.
All right. Thank you all.
Yes, thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.